Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're suffering from sciatica pain, I'm going to share with you series of exercises that you can do at home that can help you to reduce your pain, improve your mobility, and help you to recover quicker. This series of exercises has been designed to be doing it in a standing and seated position, and for many of you guys who can't lie down on the bed or being in lying position, these exercises can be suitable and help you to recover, reduce your pain, and help you to get back in action. At the end of this video, I would like to share with you a couple of tips that you should follow step by step for optimum results. Make sure to watch the video till the end and follow this exercise as regular as possible. Let's get started. Alright guys, the first exercise that I would like to share with you guys in this video is gonna be seated back extension. This exercise can be done in a seated basically position on a chair like this. I'm gonna show you from different angle, and you're going to simply apply your hands at the back of your hip bone and slowly try to extend your hip. I'm going to show you in two different angles and you can get a better understanding of this movement. You create a slight flexion and go for extension. Flexion and slightly apply it with your arms to get that flexion extension. Slow control. Back down. You're going to go through the range that feels comfortable and apply pressure slightly with your finger for assistance. I'm going to go and show you from the side. You're going to literally start with flexion, which means you flex a little bit forward to the point that you feel comfortable, and gradually now extending your hip and your back to the range that feels comfortable. You're going to breathe in and out. Slow control down. Very good. And back up. This movement simply can reintroduce that flexion into your lumbar spine, and in some cases you may have some sensitivity around movement around here. Make sure to go through the range that feels comfortable and practice this exercise 3 to 4 times through the day for 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. The following move that I'm going to share with you guys is going to be for hamstrings. When you're suffering from sciatica pain due to disc bulge, the hamstring muscle can be extremely tight, and you want to create some movement around this muscle. The second exercise that I would like to share with you guys is for improving your that tingling sensation down to the glutes and the hamstring and the calves. This exercise, we call it simply nerve glide, but I'm going to share with you 2 different versions. One is standing and one is seated, and you're going to try either of them and see which works for you and you feel comfortable. In a seated position, you are going to create some movement at the same time with your leg and your neck in the side that feels uncomfortable. Let's say right side is the uncomfortable area that you're feeling that sensation down to the leg, and you're going to try to extend that knee and move the neck at the same time. You are not gonna sometimes get the full range all the way up, but go through the range that feels comfortable, and you want to create this extension with the neck and the foot at the same time. Let's go through the side view. You're gonna try to go all the way up to the point that feels comfortable and slowly try to get more range. Now, if you find this is not comfortable, you can go through the range that feels good and try to even avoid moving the neck. You can try just that movement, gently to the point that feels good, and gradually build them up. Now, what if this is not really possible to sit down? I'm gonna share with you how to do this in a standing position. In a standing position, you're going to try to lift this leg up, let's say, to this level, or even a little bit lower. If you have a lower stool, you can leave it even lower. And what you wanted to try, you try to simply lean forward to the point that feels comfortable and lean backward and backward. Slow control forward and back. Now, you may not find this is very comfortable to go that low. Go within the range that feels comfortable. Don't force it, don't panic. You will get the range gradually and you build up. Now, should you do this for both sides? If you do have time, yes, you can try them for both sides. practice them for 3 sets of, let's say, 5 to 8 repetition within the range that feels comfortable, and give it a try 2 to 3 times through the day. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to figure 4 stretch, which simply can elevate the pain from your hip and your glutes area. This stretch should be done as regular as possible through the day, and you can simply do this in a seated position. I'm gonna share with you a standing version of it as well. If you didn't find the seated version is comfortable, you can do it in a standing position with a little bit of help. Okay, you're going to cross the leg that is affected to the opposite side, and you wanna slightly gently apply a slight pressure there. Sometimes you may not need to do that. You wanna kind of basically just crossing that, just put your weight of your hands on your knee, and that would be more than enough. You're gonna hold it there for 10 to 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times, and go within the range that you feel the stretch, but you don't poking it too much. Now, make sure that if you're doing it in a seated position, there is a soft cushion area that you're basically sitting that does not really poking your hip, and it doesn't re-aggravate your pain, which means this should be pretty soft. If you apply a little pressure there, that would do the job. Now, how can you do this in a standing position? In a standing position, you may not necessarily have a same basically setup. What I would do, I would ask to hold something like a wall, like a kitchen. You can be in the kitchen and hold something. And what you want to do, you want to cross this leg and slightly go down and basically try the same thing in standing position. This does affect this leg and really challenge this leg. I would say you can definitely get stronger by doing this step by step. I'm gonna show you from 2 different angles. You can see this from this angle as well. You don't need to go too low. You basically try to apply that. Hold it there 5, 10, 15 seconds to the point that feels comfortable, and you can carry on. Now, some cases you may not be able to even do that in a standing position. What if you can't do that? I would suggest my patient to just bring the knees up and cross it over the body, which means if I look at it here, I'm just getting a nice stretch around my hip, and I'm bringing this up towards my basically belly. Holding it there 10, 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times can simply help you to elevate the pain. I do have another version of basically figure 4 stretch that you do them on the floor. If you find that might be more comfortable while you're doing it in bed, you can try that and give it a go. I leave a link at the top of this basically video and on the description. Take a look and give it a try. All right, guys, the following move you basically need to. All right, guys, the next move that we're gonna do is a simple stretch that we call it QL stretch, or Quadratus lumborum. It's a muscle that basically attaches on your lumbar spine and attaches to your rib cage and the bottom of your basically your hip. Now, if you feel a bit of stiffness around this area, this is very common to get stiff. How are you going to stretch this muscle? I'm going to teach you how to do it, and you can give it a try. Now, what we want to try, let's say this is the affected side, which is the right side. You're going to try to cross this leg here, and this give you a bit of kind of like already stretch here in this area, and you need a kind of like a door frame that could help you to stabilize your body. You're trying to cross this leg and bring the opposite, this basically same arm, that the side that is sore. Let's say this is the right side. You bring the right arm to the opposite side, and you hold it there in this door frame. As you can see, I try to avoid rotation. I try to keep myself straight and just bring this across that door. Now, while you're here, you're really getting a nice stretch around all of these muscles. You may not have the same amount of mobility as I have. You go through the range that feels comfortable. Maybe it's here, maybe a little bit lower. Just hold it there and try to avoid that rotation movement. That helps hugely to stretch this muscle. You're gonna hold it there for 10, 15 seconds. Breathe in and out. And practice the same thing couple of rounds. You can hold this exercise for 10 to 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times basically, and you practice this couple of rounds through the day. Give it a try and let me know how you're getting on. All right, guys, the last exercise that I would like to share with you guys in this video is gonna be standing version of cat-camel. Cat-camel can reintroduce a lot of flexion extension in your hip and your lumbar spine that you can simply try it. And this can hugely help you to reduce your pain, improve your mobility, and get you back in action. This exercise can be done using a table such like that, like a kitchen table, or basically what I have here. And simply what you want to do, you want to basically arch your back and push this all the way up. And then you want to go for that opposite side. This is really nice and gentle. You can try this with pushing the table and holding it there for 5-10 seconds. Slow control, within the range that feels comfortable. Practice this move for a couple of rounds. All the way down. Back up. Brilliant. Try this exercise for 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions as regular as possible. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I would like to share with you 3 important tips that can help you to recover while you're following these exercises. The first tip is make sure to follow this exercise as regular as possible 2 to 3 times through the day for your optimum results. The second tip is that make sure to avoid activity or exercise routine that you used to do that bother your sciatica symptoms for a while you're doing these exercises, and gradually build them up again while you are suffering from this condition. The last tip is that if you need further assistance or something more customized, make sure to get help from a physical therapist or somebody locally that can help you with this condition. I do help my patient online all around the world with different type of basic condition. If you need something more customized or individual, you can always contact me and we can book an online consultation with you through basically Zoom call, and we can get you back in action right away. I would be more than happy to help. Leave me comments and we can go from there. Before you finish this video, make sure to subscribe my channel for my weekly update, and don't forget to press that like button. I really appreciate your help and your support. I'll see you guys in the next week. All the best.